Shalom wa ahaba, mishpaka. Shalom wa ahaba. Peace and love, family. Peace and love. I want to say shalom to the whole house of Yisrael, all 12 tribes scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, to wherever we've been driven to the lands of our captivity. I would also like to say shalom to the sojourners, the Gentiles, and the foreigners, and all those who give thanks, honor, and praises to the Elohim, or God of the Bible, and his only begotten Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, to whom many of you refer to as Christ. Hallelujah. Mishpaka, today I want to talk to you about something that is cycling or spreading through our community, which is the embarrassment of Shedeur Sanders, Dion Primetime Sanders, and pretty much their whole um, Sanders show that they're running over there. And I hate I hate to be the bringer or bearer of bad news when it comes to the so-called black community, but the reason why Shedeur Sanders slipped all the way to the fifth round and is currently a third string quarterback that is going to have to fight in order to make the team and not get cut by the Cleveland Browns, which is like the penitentiary of the NFL. You know what I mean? That's like purgatory for the NFL. You know what I mean? And it is about behavior, not blackness. There's a certain type of behavior that is no longer going to be tolerated within these divided states of wickedness. And there's an element of our community that is highly connected to the hip hop community. And that hip hop community is highly connected to the drug, street, and gang community. And if you are displaying a certain type of behavior, these new people that are running America, there is a new regime. And the people that are in charge right now and that will be in charge for the next 4 years, most definitely, but with the way things are looking in America, politically and socially and economically, I think the people that are in charge right now are going to be in charge for a while. And they don't like that element or that behavior that is tied to that element of the black community. And it's starting to look like everything connected to so-called black folks is just getting embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? And what Shedeur Sanders just learned is that his daddy, Big Mouth, and all that flashy foolishness and all that hip hop nonsense, you know what I mean? All that foolishness that you are out there promoting to the American youth, not everybody approves of it. And America's pretty much done with it. I'm telling you, you know what I mean? If you're going to have any black faces of these so-called sports in the future, their last name won't be James, Jenkins, Johnson, Smith, you know what I mean? Williams, Wilkins. Nah, they name going to be Aladunde Abunda. You know what I'm saying? Victor Wimbinyama. You know what I mean? Joel Embiid. You know what I mean? They're going to start investing and other types of black folks. You so-called black folks that are connected to the institution of slavery within this country, you are no longer favored by America, and actually America has grown tired of hearing your foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Because you are a group of people who don't even understand how silly you sound, saying that the NFL did what they did to Shedeur Sanders based off color and blackness when they done made more black millionaires than any black millionaire has made thousandaires. You see what I'm saying, Miss Picard? You see what I'm saying? You know, name me a black millionaire or billionaire that didn't get put into the position by some Gentile, foreign, white, whatever you want to say, person who believed in that brother or sister's potential and put them into position to become the millionaire or billionaire that they are. I'll wait. Name me one. Name me one that wasn't given the opportunity by some so-called white person or Gentile in this country in order to make it the way they made it. You see what I'm saying? So you sound stupid. How many black young boys got drafted before Shedeur for you to say that the reason why they didn't draft Shedeur was because he's black? You sound stupid. You understand that, Mr. Picard? You sound stupid. And the rest of the world has gotten so tired of your foolishness that they've grown a fatigue of trying to not hurt your feelings, and they about to start telling you just how stupid you sound. You understand that, Mr. Picard? And they about to switch it up. I'm telling you, they are no longer going to invest in what some of y'all have grown to be called Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, or Americans descendants of slaves, or whatever type of term you done came up with the people that descend from those who were on those slave ships and brought over here, Mr. McCall. Yes, they showing you right now that they are done with that element. Just like Zion Williamson and John Morant were supposed to be the next faces of the NBA, but they showed you that their brains have been fried by knuckleheads like NBA Young Boy and the Baby and everything else that these fools been out here listening to since they've been teenagers, and they ain't got no sense. You can't make no money with people like that. You see what I'm saying? You can't make no money with people who come from that culture. You see what I'm saying? And this is not all black people, but this is an element of the so-called black community. And it's really that element that's coming from what we call the hip-hop community, Mr. Kyle. And that's coming to an end. And it's getting embarrassing. You see what I'm saying? You know, you look at like what happened with the Philadelphia Eagles and their White House trip to go visit the White House after you win the Super Bowl. And 10 or 12 of them didn't go, including the quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Well, let me tell you something. Jalen Hurts just hurt himself by being pro-blackity black and probably didn't even grow up in a bad neighborhood. Probably came from a decent home. You know what I'm saying? There's always the ones that ain't from the hood that's always overcompensating and trying to prove that they black because they ain't got no confidence in their blackness. You see what I'm saying? Because they didn't grow up like the rest of the community and the majority of the community. And they come across looking stupid and making foolish business decisions. And not only that, I also heard that the only wives that came with so-called black athletes to the White House were the white wives. You see what I'm saying? The white wives. You know, the black wives did a Michelle Obama and had their husband up at the White House like Michelle had Barack at the inauguration, looking like a stupid, simple, beta black male. You understand that, Mr. Picard? And when you don't stand 10 toes down on your manhood, that is how a sister will have you looking. You see what I'm saying? Because I say it every day. Half of the time, I don't even think black women like us. You see what I'm saying? I think they like having sex with us, but I don't think they like us. You see what I'm saying, Mr. Picard? And this is another example of why it is bad for business. People gonna stop investing in everything you call black. The whole black thing is about to be made out to be the disease that is killing America. You know what I mean? I give it 10, 20 years. It might be on nationwide TV. What's wrong with America? Black folks, ninjas. We need to lock all these ninjas up, and all you're gonna see is stuff playing off World Star and everything else that you've been feeding these people to justify the treatment that I think is coming down the pipeline. Let alone in a couple of days, this Diddy trial about to start, and everybody you idolize, you about to realize has been sodomized by other men, and they all down with the baby oil. You understand that? You know what I mean? The man got caught with $1,000 of baby oil, 700 dildos, and not one Hollywood, black entertainment person ain't got nothing to say about what's going on with Diddy. And when all this stuff get exposed, all y'all was partying with him. All y'all was at those parties. So whether you participated or not, you are the type of men that hang around and hang in areas where you know there are men in here jamming each other up, oiling each other down with baby oil. You see what I'm saying? And a whole lot of nasty man sex is going on. And all y'all rich so-called celebrity people was in on it, Mr. Picard. That's why I said we watching the end of an era. The black stuff is about to become whack just like crack. I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Picard. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. And always remember to keep the fire burning. A little more oil in my lungs. Hallelujah, Mr. Picard. Keep your eyes open. Stay prepared so that you don't have to get prepared. And remember that your redemption is near. Until we meet again, Mr. Picard. Kumar, Yisrael. Qam Yasha'al. Rise, Israel. Shalom, Shalom. Salama, Mr. Picard. Hallelujah.